is where the fun begins. This is where the fun begins. This is where the fun. This is where the fun. This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Toy Anxiety. My name is Craig Goldberg. As we bask in the light and the glory of a Tuesday night, 9:30 p.m. You're here. You're hanging. We appreciate it. Kill the music here. This is where the fun begins. Chat's already popping. A lot going on tonight. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. All right. Welcome to Toy Anxiety. Hey, guys. People are already asking about it. And I'm just going to go ahead and start off before I say anything. Next Tuesday, February 18th.
Whoa.
Next week, the Jeffries.
What? Next week?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Well, when are we gonna hold on. When are we gonna start?
Tomorrow?
All right.
This is like when you
If you
tell the
say
kids
so.
they're not going to get any presents on Christmas.
No presents this year.
Oh, we forgot.
We forgot. One time I remember
told us he's not coming.
I walked down the stairs once on Easter and I saw my stepdad go, "Fuck, we forgot to put out the eggs." And I was like, "God damn it." I was
You
also
mean
like,
the bunny forgot to put out the eggs?
Right. That was the bunny.
that was the bunny.
I love that rabbits can do that.
It's
Yeah,
awesome for
pretty-
them.
Well, it's evolution, it's really a miracle.
Yeah.
Guys, I got to tell you, tonight we're going to have some fun. Welcome to the show. Got a guest coming on a little bit later. We're going to be talking about wrestling figures with Steve from Mattel. It's going to be fun. Steve's never been on the show, so let's make him feel welcome, okay? Let's make him feel like this is a place where the fun does begin. I'm talking to the chat, too.
Yeah,
All right?
chat.
Oh,
Best
you were talking to
behavior.
us?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Yeah, I thought you were totally talking to the chat. Like, guys, be nice to Craig. Make him look cool in front of our new friend.
Yeah, be nice to me tonight. I need it. Guys, I don't want, listen, we live in a society. Let me go ahead and introduce my co-hosts. All the way from Vancouver, British Columbia, Ryan Dole. I love your shirt, dude. Repping the Hardys and leading tonight.
Thank you.
Oh, cool.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's great. I'm glad we're all able to come together 8 days a week, and have a little twist and shout. I love it. I mean, there's Abby giggling down Abbey Road,
Hell yeah, like I was just 17.
right?
Whoop.
Maybe next week we should have Sergeant Pepper on.
Oh my god.
Oh, I want to do one.
Okay.
Gee, you guys hear John Lennon was
Oh my God.
what?
I can only imagine, Craig,
Yeah.
what you're about to say.
Ryan, how are you? How's your week?
Busy, but good.
Yeah.
Productive.
Good.
I got some cool pickups this week too.
Oh, nice. We got some pickups coming up. I can't wait to talk about it.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be very exciting. And plus, did we all watch Raw yesterday?
I did not. It's the first Raw I've missed in a while.
I had to podcast. Yeah.
Man, oh man, we got our first match. We got our WrestleMania main event lined up.
Jey Uso
Jey Uso.
and Gunther. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good.
Jacob Walsh, how are you?
I'm well.
Thank you.
There you
I
go.
just saw you.
No, I'm good.
We hung out all weekend.
Yeah, we do that pretty often. Also, do you like my bit about when are we going to start working on the Jeffries?
It stressed me out. 'cause
I
I
was
like,
committed. You was like, did Jacob
Yeah.
forget the
did
entire
Jacob
weekend?
forget? We're all four of us were working on the fucking
Yeah.
Jeffries all weekend.
Yeah.
No, it was great. We had a great time. How's the beginning of your week looking?
It's okay. Getting back to work, never very much fun, but it's fine. Yeah, it's work.
Good. There you go.
It's Tuesday. This is the only. It's like, I don't know. This is going to be a heavy podcasting week. We did YHS yesterday. We got this tonight. Monster Island tomorrow. and then some Jeffrey stuff on Thursday. This is a full week.
It's a full week
podcasting, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, it'll be worth it though, because next Tuesday, when everyone tunes in, we'll be having a great time giving out some awards. I'm going to be doing Geek Dad Life this Sunday ahead of the Jeffries, and then I think the official Jeffries pre-show is going to be on the GDL channel too.
Okay.
So lots of coverage coming up.
Are you going Geek Dad Life 2 or just 2 TOO?
No, I told Jay, I was like, put us on the main channel. None of this GDL 2. I don't get this GDL 2.
Yeah, no.
The main channel's where it's at. That's what I've always said.
Abby, put me on Disney YouTube, not on Disney Plus. Okay?
Exactly. There you go. Abigail, what's up?
I'm doing well. This is my second night podcasting in a row this week, so I'm enjoying it. And hello, chat. It's good to see you all.
Hi, chat.
Send a message to the private chat so you can check that.
Okay.
Oh, thanks.
Gardner. Gardner.
God, I wish I could. Are you done, Ryan? You go as long as you want.
Am I
Go
arrested?
ahead.
Oh, I can keep going. We can go. We can do the whole half hour. Of
I just
chatting.
wish that I could share
What?
that chat onto the main screen.
No,
so
no,
everybody
no.
can
Chat.
see it.
You're never gonna hear any of it.
Abby, you were off last week. You're back. I'm glad
I'm
you're here.
back. Better than ever. Happy to be here. Missed everyone.
Yeah,
I've got some
good.
pickups. Yeah.
Got some pickups.
Be a good night.
All right. Well, so listen, this 20 minutes is going to go by fast. So what I'm going to do is say hi to the chat and we'll get into some pickups. Should we do it?
Let's do it.
All right. Here we go. Justin is here. Johnny Cock, Davey Sockrocker, Mr. Michael T, Matt Bush, the Ryan Dole Fan Club, Lawrence Dwayne, the Deadheads are here. Toymanoids is here.
Toymanoids, that's a cool.
That is a cool name.
That is a cool
name.
one.
Charlie Squared, Chris Bruno. Sorry.
Bruno.
Sorry. R's
Like
are
it's
tough
an
for me. I'm like, what is
Mars?
that? Is that an N? Did somebody not finish their N? Oh, it's an R. Jason
Okay.
Grahowski is here. Video Power Gaming is here. Who else is here? McFly Toys, Elko84, Z Milani, Free Reign, Cougar McGillicuddy, Riley Bob, Lawrence Dwayne, Skylar Davis, Louis Ballesteros, and so on and so on. T Molly 86. Lots of people here tonight. Toy Geekosaurus, Frankie Rivera, Chad Stewart. Thank you guys all for being here. Abby will be back in just 1 second.
Matt Bush is here, but Abby is not.
It's unbelievable. No, she'll be right back.
Ryan Dole Fan Club's here.
The Ryan Dole Fan Club is
I see
here.
Who is it?
Who is the Ryan Dole Fan Club?
Does anybody actually know? Do you guys actually know who it is?
I don't.
I'm pretty sure it's Yoko McCann.
Okay.
No, it's not.
It could be Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, I think
Wait,
it's
if it's I was about to say, if it's Yoko, the reason she's got a fake name is because she doesn't want anybody to know she's in this chat.
That's right.
Right.
Nothing
Yeah.
to do with Ryan. She's just embarrassed. to be here.
Exactly. Tony Taylor's here. This is great. We got a lot of
nice.
lot of friends here tonight. Let's go ahead and get Ryan. Do you want to start us off with some pickups?
Sure. I went to Toy Traders on the weekend. Did a little
Nice.
quick stop. This is a figure I've been kind of just like. It's one that I wanted for a while, but I was like, I don't really need it. But if I see it, I'm gonna grab it. And I saw it, so I grabbed it.
That's every toy.
Did you
Mhm.
see
That's
it?
kind of true, right? But this is the Lando Calrissian at the end of Empire Strikes Back wearing Han's clothes.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Cute.
Fun
Cute.
figure.
Very nice.
I finished part of my Star Wars collection on the weekend as well.
I love finishing.
That's a sentence I
Mhm.
never thought I would ever hear from Ryan Dole.
Well, I said a part of it. And so now I have, well, they didn't make very many of them. This one was easy. Well, kind of easy. This one took a while to find. But I have all the senators from
Nice.
because I love politics.
Hey, no politics.
That's amazing.
No, I love politics.
That's amazing.
Did you see Palpatine's Project 2025?
Shut
up.
up.
Anyways. anyways, I got this dude. And so
Very cool.
I got all of them. Got a couple other things as well, but I can I can popcorn over to somebody else. Abby was saying she had some cool stuff.
Yeah, I have some stuff. Couple tiny things.
Thanks for the super chat, Video Power Gaming. $4.99 says Rindle fan club is Sydney Sweeney, so that's confirmed.
Confirmation.
Oh
There it is.
goodness! They
Wow.
finally have
That's
unmasked.
a big deal.
That's huge.
Yeah, Sweeney's big. That's a huge deal. Okay, so yeah, I
Sweeney's
have
big.
Sweeney's big. Okay, from what I've heard, I'm a fan. All right,
That's what I heard.
enough of that.
Ah.
Thank you to Matt Bush for always sending awesome stuff to us. That's who sent me this adorable creature from the Black Lagoon. I have Matt Bush's name written on that, so I don't forget. Oh no, guys, that's the
Abby has so many pickups; she has to label them with sticky
I
notes.
broke. Yeah, I know. Okay, I broke kayfabe. Creature from the Black Lagoon is on a little bike with the like in the cute. I don't know what kind of a style that is. Is it made of like?
It's in the cute. That's it.
It's just cute. It's a Super 7 creature, and I love him. He's really cute. So
On a
thanks for
tricycle.
thinking of me. Yeah, on a tricycle.
That's awesome.
Just nothing better. And then also a book about Sasquatch, a Sasquatch massacre called Devolution, a firsthand account of the Rainier Sasquatch massacre by Max Brooks, author of World War Z. So
That's
yeah,
cool.
you know, I love my cryptoids, or I love my cryptid creatures.
Whoa.
Guys, I'm spilling all the beans. I love this. So thank you so much to Matt Bush. And then I have a couple other things I picked up over the last couple of days. I can
Okay.
get to those whenever.
Jacob, go for it.
Hey, I got the same book from Matt Bush. Thank you very much. I don't have it right here, but it's over there. But I also got, let's see, I'll just keep this going since Abby showed hers.
Yeah.
Matt Bush also sent me a tricycle. He sent me the Bride of Frankenstein Super 7. These are really cool. These are like, let's say a tribute. And let's not use the word knockoff. Let's say tribute. This is an old Safubi style. The tricycle with the kaiju on a tricycle has been like a mainstay in Safubi since like the 70s or some shit. And Super 7's doing their own versions. These are not Safubi style. These are, plastic and metal. But it's like the same deal, the tricycle with a monster. And these are really cute. I actually have that creature. That was maybe the only thing I stood in a line for at Comic-Con this year was to get that creature. So these are cool. I like these. And Matt Bush, thank you. These are very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Very
sweet.
cool. Very
I got
cool.
more. I also got this popcorn bucket that Craig got last week.
Nice.
I'm gonna put
Beetlejuice.
change or Taco Bell sauce packets or something in here. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but you're gonna empty out the
Ooh.
sauce packet and just
Of
dip from
course.
the-
Oh,
I think
good.
100%. You just put them all in there, and
Spicy sand
just-
worms.
or
Slippy.
what if I?
Yeah.
Do you think if I bring this to Taco Bell and I say, "Hey, fill this up with Baja Blast," you think they'll do it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
don't ask.
probably.
Just do it.
Yeah,
Why
it's
Taco
Taco
Bell?
Bell.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, I got a couple more things, but we'll do a circle.
Okay. Cool. All right, I'll go. Hey, real quick, I put the link in the chat, guys. Sign up. Cryptoidswar.com. That's all I'm
What
going to
is
say.
that? What
Just
is
got to
that?
sign
That
up.
thing I accidentally said.
More news soon, but it's going to be
Never heard of it.
It's going to
I
be
still
amazing.
don't even know what's going on.
So we'll put the link in there a couple more times throughout the show. Cryptoidswar.com. We would
If you
appreciate
sign,
it. Okay.
if you sign up, Ryan Dole will call you.
No, that's not true.
And
Yeah,
explain
with my
Although-
everything.
phone number.
Hey, actually, we owe next week. We might be doing our pre-show is going to be calling people before the Jeffries. We owe people phone calls. All right, we'll get to that another time. Okay. Hey, so this package showed up today, and it's from our friends at Mondo and Funko. I had no idea these were coming.
What?
It was a nice little surprise.
I didn't get
Mhm.
one.
I said, "What the hell is this? What the hell is this?" And I opened it up and I said, "Oh, it's this." These are the real Ghostbusters Funko Pops.
Oh wow!
So they sent the
Those
whole
are
set.
brand
I was
new,
still
aren't
like,
they?
what the hell
Are
is this?
Are those out yet?
They just came. I was like, what
Holy
the hell is
shit.
this? Did Alex Brewer do this? No.
That's awesome.
Absolutely not.
These are the Funko Pops that they just put out from our friends at Funko and Mondo. So yeah, I texted Peter. I was like, "Hey, is this you guys?" He's like, "Hell yeah!" I was like, "Cool." I was happy because
Well,
like,
spoiler alert, because I got a shipping notice from Funko. I didn't know what it was.
well,
So
this is the only one they sent me. Maybe we each got one. Just kidding. I got all four. All right, so we got Ray Stans, Eon. There you go.
Cool.
Very cute. Winston.
Nice.
Oh, it's got like a.
it's got a post-it note on there too that says Abby.
Snap those.
Yeah. It's just, yeah. Winston. These are cool. It's so awesome seeing real Ghostbusters merchandise in 2025. And then we've got Peter who comes with the really cute little Slimer. It's awesome.
Nice.
Cutie.
We should say, rumor has it that tomorrow is going to be the Mondo on sale for the next Real Ghostbusters set for Egon and Boogeyman. So be on the lookout. I'm sure everybody here will see it all tomorrow. But yeah, very cool. Thank you to Funko for sending that over. I've got one more thing. I'm just going to show it off since we're here.
Mhm.
We were at Second Chance Toys over the weekend having some fun.
Oh yeah, this is the good pickup.
And I bought a vintage B-Wing.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's backwards. Turn it around. Let's see the front of it. Those are good engines though. Good
Those
engines.
are some solid engines.
doesn't even know.
I know. I know what engines are.
Let him
Listen,
be a
first
fan.
of all, this was a panic purchase because I was straight up in there chilling, and all of a sudden I look out the window and I'm getting the dagger eyes from Abby.
You're getting the we're wasting time text.
She's like, "We are wasting time. We have a lot to do for these goddamn Jeffreys." And I was like, "All right, let me buy a B-Wing real quick." So thank you to Kelly and Chance and the whole Second Chance crew. This thing's awesome. I'm looking at what ships. I mean, I've got a Y-Wing, I've got a X-Wing, I've got a Millennium Falcon, and now I've got a B-Wing. So I'm getting there. I've got some.
Get an A-wing next, just to kind of complete that.
Yeah, I'll get an A-Wing
double
next.
fleet.
I got
Mhm.
I got some vintage shit. I don't have a lot of ship opinions in Star Wars, but I will say this. I don't
knowledge.
like motherfucker. I don't like TIE fighters.
like
I think
wings.
I'm not a big TIE fighter guy.
Okay.
Oh, really?
But yeah,
Oh.
but this one's awesome. And I had a whole conversation once about B-Wings with Ron Daniels, and he was explaining to me why this is scientifically proven to be the best ship. So I believed him.
It's cool. B-wings are awesome.
It is
Mhm.
a cool. Yeah, it is
Yeah.
a cool ship.
So okay, who's next?
Hey, we got a
Keep
super
doing the
chat
circle?
really quick.
Yeah,
Hit
let's
the
do that.
super chat right here.
Brandon Whitmore. Appreciate you all. Well, we appreciate you, man.
Yeah,
thanks, dude.
appreciate you, sir.
We appreciate you. Good guy. Big Indiana Jones fan.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed that today in the Discord.
Hey, there's a new Indiana Jones video game. It looks really fun. So I want to play it. Brandon, hope you're doing well, my friend. Who wants to go next?
Well,
I
let's
got a
just keep the
couple.
Who's
circle
got more?
going.
I got
Yeah.
more. Yeah. Ryan?
I got more.
Okay.
Ryan, go for it.
Let's just start from the beginning. Craig. I got this from BC DeLorean and other movie cars too. He got a bunch of like stuff in an auction. He's like, I only want these two things. I got an extra one of these. You can have it. So
Whoa.
I got
Oh, yes.
Kermit.
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 Kermit puppet.
So also when I was a kid, I had the whole collection of these and I played the shit out of them. There's like nothing left of them.
What are they? For our audio listeners, what is that actually?
This is a vintage 1979. These were out from 1979 to about 1983, 84. These are the Muppet Show stick puppets. So they're like little plastic figures. Some of them have like 5 points articulation, like Gonzo does, Scooter does. And then some of them are very like just basic 1 point articulation or no point articulation in the case of Miss Piggy.
Okay.
And it just comes with like this, their Fisher Price. They come with a stick that you can stick on the back and then you make them puppets.
Yeah, it looks like he's being censored.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the little sticker. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. They're really, these are really nice. These are really good.
We didn't want everyone to see his rainbow connection.
Are you going to open that?
No, I am not going to open
Okay.
that.
Okay.
think
I like
it's
that.
Super,
I kind of
super
want
nice.
all of them.
Super chat from Detroit Dave. It's backwards. 2 laugh emojis. Yeah. I'll be paying for that one for the rest.
Yeah,
of
you're you will be. It's fine.
Just trying to show you
It's
guys the
fine.
engine.
I got a Matt Bush pickup as well.
Nice.
This one came in a very nice protective acrylic case for shipping.
Jeez.
What a nice dude.
Thanks, Matt
Now
Bush.
it's like it came protected. There was no breaking. But I got the Marvel Superhero Secret Wars Doom Cycle in the
Wow.
box. I haven't even opened up the other box because I feel like you don't have to with these. These look really nice in the package. And I just like this old style vintage window box packaging. And I kind of wish some things would kind of go back to that. But I guess we need toys in order to do that. And then we need toys that will actually come with vehicles also in order to do
Okay.
that.
All right.
But I think these are great.
That's
That's
great.
I got another one from Matt Bush as well. This is one of the last 2 Ewoks from the Power of the Force line. This is Ramba, little brown furred dude. So now I just need, I think it's Warrock. He's a gray one. He kind of has his head tilted. So that's the lot. So that's it. I'm almost
Wow.
Ewok complete.
There you go.
So this is great.
That's awesome.
And then this pickup, which I showed up on Gotham City tonight because it was relevant. And this is a figure that I've only seen once in person. And then when I went back to the booth, it was gone. So which means I screwed up at some point by not just getting it right there and then. Lesson learned. But now Matt Bush saved the day. And I don't even think he realized it. This is the Superpowers mail-in figure of Clark Kent.
Whoa.
There, now he's running to work.
What's
getting
he doing? That's not running.
That's not running. Well,
That's something else.
that's running.
He's dancing.
Oh,
I saw those,
Dennis.
saw those
There you go.
pictures of Rachel Brosnahan last week.
Yo, dude.
Don't do
Right?
that. Don't do that in the phone booth.
Yeah. What's
Or
the
do.
booth for? But no, this is a great figure, so it's very exciting. And I'm so grateful, super grateful for all these, for this Matt, for the when you get a package out of nowhere and you see that it's Matt Bush, it's like you get nervous, you get excited, you don't know, like
It's like Randy Orton RKOing you, but good.
it's true. Yes, right. That's what it is. Matt Bush from out of nowhere. I love it. That's it. Those are my pickups. I think not a ton, but man, they are plentiful.
Johnny Cox says, y'all are amazing. Thank you, Johnny Cox. Last week in Orlando, I was looking for gator ripples whenever we drove by water. Cuz Jacob.
Yeah.
Do I need a badge for Fan
Do you need a
Expo?
badge for Fan Expo?
Yeah, I think I might. I don't want to pay Fan Expo to attend anything, so I just might.
Well, wait,
There you
but
go.
Johnny, did you see any alligators? There's a lot. in
Yeah.
Orlando.
Gator ripples sounds like a good flavor of ice cream, also.
Oh, it
Not that
does.
it would have gator
Beautiful.
in it, but be inspired by the swamp.
Well, it depends what kind of water he was near.
Yeah,
right?
true. Well, I mean, in any water except the ocean in Florida, you're gonna see an alligator.
Freshwater, brackish
Even
water.
even the pools.
These are two
Even
kinds
the
of water.
pools,
Even
especially the little ponds at the mini golf.
Those little
Yeah.
ponds.
ponds at the mini golf, ponds at
Yeah.
Disney World.
Yeah, fucking
Natural
ponds
way.
at Disney World have alligators.
Mm-hmm.
Who's next?
Well, Abby's next.
Me or Abby?
I can
Abby,
go.
You got more? Okay.
Yeah, I got myself a couple treats, which I love doing, and it made me very happy. I got this little stationary Hello Kitty and Friends. Karomi is featured on this, and she's my favorite little character. So, like, yeah, it's a notepad and it's a pen that has different colors in it. Always looking for these kind of things. Always need to like jot things down for the show. So yeah, I'm excited that I got myself that. And then we went to a record store here in Atlanta called Criminal Records while we were out in Little Five Points waiting for the Bill Murray show to start. And we had like a significant amount of
Think
time.
of that
to kill.
sentence. Just like a weird sentence.
Yeah, it was. But I picked up a couple of albums. I wanted to get a lot more, and I had a couple tapes in my hand that I have to probably go back for. But yeah, my purchases were these two. This is an album by Tanuki-chan, and it's an album called Sundays, and it got me through a really tough time actually. So I heavily vibe to this, and I'm excited to listen to it on a moody day. And then we got the gorgeous and beautiful and fabulous Megan, the soundtrack
Amazing.
from the movie Megan, with like a really cool artwork. I'm just all about this.
Waxwork.
Makeup looks
Yeah,
Yeah,
Waxwork
right?
Records.
Waxwork, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
yeah. Yep. So that's just fantastic. Love it. Can't
Mhm.
wait for the bitch to be back. And happy that I have this in my hands and I can listen to it. It's a cool
She's not a
display
bitch.
piece.
She's just
Awesome.
programmed that way.
Right. She's the bitch
Teddy
one I
Ruck's
hang
bitch.
with.
That's what I call
Yeah.
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 Okay, that was good.
her. Thank
That
you.
was good.
All right.
Now I want
Jacob?
that to be a thing.
So
Teddy
good.
Ruxpin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I got one more Matt.
Come
I got
to
one more Matt Bush, and hey, this was kind of a big one for me. This was I was kind of surprised this showed up. This was off of my every year for Monster Island at the end of the year we do a top 10 list of things we want to try to start collecting or specific pieces we want to pick up in the new year, and this is off not this year's list, but it's off of last year's list. There was a collection that I want to start. It is a old vintage tin wind up Godzilla and Kaiju. Now these are different from the metal Godzillas that Matt Bush has picked up for me in the past. This is a different line. These are the tin, the Billiken. This is the box here. But look at this.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Billiken tin Godzilla. It still works. You can wind it up. It moves. He walks.
What is this? Is
His-
witchcraft.
His mouth opens and closes. He's got wheels on his feet. And now this line, there were 3 or 4 different Godzillas, different suit variations, different colors. One of them has Mothra attached to his tail, and then there is an adult Mothra. And then they went on and did other robots and other kaiju. But this is a collection I've been eyeing for a while. I love this so much, Matt Bush. Thank you. This was on my top 10 of the year 2 years ago. So
It's crazy. Matt
This
Bush will
is
straight up
awesome.
send you grails in the mail. Like if
it's
he was
it's literally insane. Like seriously.
You mean like this?
I know we talk about Matt Bush so much, and I know it's gotten to the point where we're like, oh, Matt Bush sent something, whatever. This is amazing. Everything you send is great. Dude, thank you. This is awesome.
Hey,
Curated,
Matt Bush,
yeah.
I love you.
yeah,
love you.
I'm
Yeah, we love
comfortable
you.
saying that. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
We love
Yeah.
you.
Straight up.
If he sent a package to Indiana Jones, it would straight up be Indiana Jones be like, well, I guess I don't have to go on an adventure.
It would just be the idol.
This is the item I'm looking for in this film. Thank you.
Yeah, this is for the museum. Thanks, Matt Bush.
Thanks for listening.
well, listen,
I got-
guys,
Okay.
you got a couple more? Go for it.
Well, I
Yeah,
do,
go for
but
it.
we can do them later or whatever. We
No,
can do
no,
them next
no.
week. or-
We'll bring on Steve in just a minute. He
Okay.
just logged in, so we'll bring him in just a second.
All right, we'll do them quick then. I got 2 things I picked up over the weekend from Second Chance Toys. And the first thing I picked up is this very minty Jurassic Park on Game Boy.
That's
This-
awesome.
I was very surprised to see how nice this is, and everything's inside. This is great. The only thing I want to say, and I don't want to specifically call out Second Chance Toys, even though they did that to what I'm about to say, but a lot of toy stores do this, but like, stop putting stickers on stuff like this. I understand why you do it, but be more like J Key and put a little price tag or something.
Right.
There were 2 stickers on this. I had to fucking
Don't do it.
very nervously get off. So,
Yeah.
Hey guys, stop.
Hey, let's go. Well, I want to
Hey,
get to your
one thing.
pickup.
Hang
Yeah.
on. Sorry. Just
Yeah,
because
no.
I had that game on Game Boy growing
Yeah.
up when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
It's great.
fun.
I got it on my Switch. I've been playing it recently, and then I just saw that they had that, and I was like, "Well, I gotta buy it."
Yeah, it's a fun. Now I'm cracking open the Game Boy after this.
Yeah, you should.
Jacob, I want to get to your last pickup, but our guest
Sure.
is here. I'm going to go ahead and bring him in.
Yeah, fuck it.
So let's do it.
Does he
First
have
time.
pickups?
This is his. I don't. He might. We've done no prep, so we'll put him on the spot. Joining us from Mattel. I always get everybody's titles wrong, so I'll let him introduce his actual title. But I'm super excited. You can follow him on Instagram, Action Figure Attack. Steve Ozer is here. Steve, how are you?
Doing great, everybody. How are you all doing?
What's up, man?
Good, man.
Doing
Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. So we were just finishing up our weekly pickup. So I should have probably told you if you had anything to show off, you're more than welcome to. But we'll get to that in just a second. Steve, where are you joining us from? You're out west?
I'm out near LA in windy, cold Torrance, California right now.
Okay. Okay. And I wanted to make sure we got your title. I was just going to say brand manager, but I feel like there's like a even better title. So what is your title with Mattel?
I am global marketing manager for action figures at Mattel.
There it is.
Awesome.
Global.
Global.
Yeah, dude. This is Steven worldwide.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, Steve, we want to talk about wrestling. We want to talk about figures. I want to talk about your collecting habits. We appreciate you being here. Jacob, do you want to show off your last pickup real quick?
Sure. It feels weird doing a pickup now, but we'll do it.
No, it's fine.
No,
Steve,
this is the
it's
best
fine.
time.
Cool. So this last
Let's
thing, now I was unaware of what this was, still kind of unaware of what this is, but it was on the shelf at Second Chance, and usually the robot stuff doesn't really get me, but this thing has like a Safubi head inside.
Okay.
It's like straight up like a
What?
classic. Yeah, it's straight up like a classic vintagey looking kaiju head inside, and it you put batteries in it, moves, and the head pops open and stuff. And I did a little bit of research and found that this comes in like tons of colors. You could just buy it over and over in tons of different color combinations. So like part of me now wants to just collect this and all the I don't know, maybe, but yeah, I just thought it was cool. I thought it would fit in with my my Safubi.
That's
So-
awesome,
Right-
Jacob.
right
That
when
thing is a fever dream.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's super weird. Yeah.
And right when we walked in, Jacob was like, buying that. Buying that. So Steve, so this is your first time on the show, and I think we've kind of like talked back and forth a little bit over the last couple of years, so I'm glad we finally made it happen. But I always start with this. How are you?
I am doing pretty good. Getting over a little Royal Rumble illness,
Oh, no.
post Royal Rumble illness. I was out there in Indianapolis last week
Nice.
with Bill McKenna, our key lead designer, and we had a great time. Meeting friends from WWE and lots of fans and stuff like that. But it got me. It got me. You can hear it in my voice a little bit, but I'm on the
No.
mend.
Well, it was a really fun event watching from our couches. So
Oh, it was great.
yeah. Maybe I
Uh,
could start here. I'm sorry, Ryan.
Oh, I got a question that kind of leads off of that right off
Go
the
for
bat.
it. Yeah.
So, like, I'm assuming, like, for WWE specifically, now that we're like heading down Yeet Street and Royal Rumble is done, like, is everything from Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, is that like crazy, insane crunch for you guys? And then having to go to like the next crunch, which would be San Diego, like how does that work for you guys? Because it always feels like you guys are doing like there's reveals at every major pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's wild. It never stops. I kind of handle the reveal stuff for my team, and it's really on top of the day-to-day responsibilities. Like we're running the business day to day, my team and I, and it's developing figures. I think someone did the math, and McKenna may have figured out that he does like literally a figure a day. It's not a figure a day, start to finish, but in the whole big scheme of things, he's essentially making one figure per day. Then you have our other designers on top of that. So we're managing that. We're managing partnerships with retailers, with licensor, with multiple licensors. So there's a lot. Then you tack on top of that all the stuff that we want to do to have positive relationships with the fandom. And it's Comic-Con, WrestleMania, it's, podcasts and YouTube live streams and, everything else. And then the monthly reveals that we do as well. But that's on top of like the basic, business stuff that has to get done. So yes, to answer your question, WrestleMania season leading into it, Comic-Con season, it's extra crazy, all-nighters, working weekends, like everything, like making sure that, we have like the best in class, like execution at doing things like this. And, I'm very proud of, what my team has done to really like make sure we have that positive relationship with everybody and keep that excitement high.
That is okay. So this leads me to my next follow-up question. Now that you said this, sorry, Craig. I know you.
No,
usually
you're
do this
good.
whole thing.
Go for it, dude.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Because now WWE and just wrestling in general is, we all know, we've all heard it. It's bigger than it's ever been. And now when you're talking about like having to like have these relationships with these other like vendors and like companies, now these like podcasts and everything else, like, has that amped up, or is it still pretty much the same as it was, or has it really gotten bigger on your end as well?
I would say it probably hasn't gotten bigger, but that's because of the upfront work we did before like this current mega boom of the wrestling business. So, we really went out of our way to just, I'm a collector and I was an Instagram personality, low key, if, I want to say that out loud, it sounds weird saying it, but I was in the weeds, doing toy photography, like doing those daily toy photo shoot sessions, talking to other collectors and people in the business. So I just like continued that into the Mattel job and then expanded it. So now that WWE is ultra red hot, we're just kind of doing the same thing. I mean, I couldn't really do anymore, or I'd pass away,
right?
So we're just making time for everybody and all these relationships. And like you guys have said, we've tried to make this happen for a while now, trying to find the right time, but we're just trying to make it all work.
Right. And I'm not sure if you can even announce this, but I'm gonna have to ask anyway. Because I'm just so curious, because it's just, again, you keep saying like how we're like expanding in the relationships, because now even WWE is expanding their relationships with other companies like TNA. Does that open the door for you guys to jump into that realm as well? Or is that still like, no, that's something else entirely?
With anything like that, deals have to be made that allow for toys, right? Like just because a relationship exists or a talent shows up on TV, it doesn't mean they've signed that legal document that says you can make action figures of me and here's what the royalties will be. So, anything like that happens, it does like crack the door open to at least say, hey, we're interested in doing this. Are you mutually interested? And let's work out a deal. But sometimes things don't come to fruition, even though there may be interest, but we'll see. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's exciting for sure. And, sometimes things don't work out in the moment and they come to fruition at a later date.
Yeah. Because I believe in Joe Hendry.
We all do, Ryan.
I think we all do here. We're all big Joe Hendry believers.
Yeah. I think if you follow what's happening with WWE and Jordan, she just officially signed with WWE. I think Joe is on the same frequency and roadmap, and he'll probably be joining WWE. I don't know anything, but just the fan in me is just predicting he'll follow the same trajectory.
Right, and Ricky Starks can't be too far behind because I think someone just said he just showed up on NXT.
Yeah, I was in the car on Instagram at a red light, and I saw that Ricky Starks had shown up on NXT, which is very exciting. We bumped into him WrestleMania weekend, and we were eager to start work, but obviously, he was with another company, but we can dream and we can all be friends. And now
that other company found out he was also at WrestleMania and hasn't put him on TV since, so it was all a matter of time.
God, Ryan, I see your angle right now. Ryan's trying to make it to the dirt sheets by the end of the night.
No, not true. He was in Philadelphia, as was the entire wrestling universe.
Yes, exactly. There we go.
True. Yeah,
Steve, what I wanted to kind of start with or talk about, you mentioned you're a collector, so I'm always interested in like people's journey into the toy industry and like what that looked like for you. Like growing up, I always assume everyone's kind of in the same like age bracket, but I'm assuming you were a wrestling fan, but like what were some of your fandoms? Like what were you collecting that kind of got you into this space?
I grew up with, I mean, during the golden era of action figures, Masters of the Universe, Superpowers, Secret Wars, G.I. Joe, Mask, Silverhawks, Thundercats. I mean, I can go on and on.
Oh, I love
Right.
lists. Keep going.
And you know, of course, in that mix, WWF at the time as well. The LJNs, love them. I have a collection this here behind me.
Yeah, you got a few.
And then moved on to the Hasbro era of WWF as well. And you know, then you know, the craziness of loving everything. I still loved it, but you know, you have to pick and choose at a point. So I kind of focused on WWF and then a little bit of GI Joe here and there. Unfortunately, I guess at the time for my parents' wallet, some of those other brands faded away. So that helped as well. And you know, I kept collecting into early high school probably, and then as many people do, maybe felt the pressure to stop for various reasons. Yeah. And then, you know, I was in college for computer science and I kind of hated it. And I was like, oh my God, this isn't for me. And like a lot of these kids here, like this is their life. Like I could tell that was their passion. And I just was like, I need to take a break. So I dropped out at that point to reassess my situation. And I went immediately to Toys R Us and I just like bought all the Jakks WWF figures, one of each superstar that I could find. Yeah. And like, I was off to the races after that and never looked back and never stopped collecting after that.
Nice.
Yeah. I was huge. Like Ryan, we've talked a lot. Like, I mean, Jakks is what got me back into collecting toys in general. Like I was in probably 8th, 9th, 10th grade. And like, it was right. Like I had seen like Superstar Series 1, 2, and I was like, man, and it was like right when the Attitude Era was starting. And I was just like, within like 3 months, I had gone so hard, and my entire bedroom was covered in mint on-card Jakks wrestling figures. And I was telling my parents at the time, I was like, look, this is my college fund, okay? What you're looking at is quite literally the investment opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah, you were doing it back then.
Yeah, didn't pan out. But well, that's awesome. So what were you in the industry prior to Mattel? In the toy industry?
So fast forward a little bit from there, I went back to college, got a business degree, and then I was doing marketing for Coca-Cola. And I did 2 different brands of Coca-Cola. On the second brand, I had an opportunity to transfer to California, and the office of that brand was a block away from Mattel. So my ulterior motive was get as close as possible to Mattel, start networking even more so because I was already going to Comic-Con and trying to establish those relationships. But like seriously, you know, get over here, network, and make it happen. And then it just so happens that someone from Mattel, Dave Jackson, who also later worked on the AEW Jazzwares lines, so he went over to my company and he worked very briefly, just long enough for us to meet. Jumped back to Mattel again, worked on WWE, then left and said, hey, my role is open on WWE. Are you interested? And I interviewed and got the job. So like things really like worked out extremely well after, you know, there was a lot of time of pain and suffering, blood, sweat, and tears in between. But it did pay off. Literally when I was about to give up, I was about to move back to Florida, but that's when I got that phone call and said, "Are you interested in interviewing for the WWE role?" So pretty cool.
That's awesome. Where in Florida are you from?
I grew up in Philadelphia, and then I spent 10 years in my 20s in Orlando.
Gotcha.
I've heard of that. I've heard of Orlando.
Yeah, we're in Orlando all the time. We're Ryan's in Canada, but we're in Atlanta, so. We're East Coasters.
Okay. Yeah. When I did the Coca-Cola gig, I was up in Atlanta all the time because.
I imagine.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So one, like from a toy industry perspective, we talk all the time about like the different brands and the different lines, and like, you know, we always laugh when like Marvel Legends collectors talk about how they don't release enough figures, and you're like, well, try being a Star Wars collector. That's, you know, but I think you guys put out. There is more wrestling figures on a monthly basis than and listen, I know wrestling collectors still complain. There's no such thing as like, we got enough. We have nothing to complain about. I get that. But I'm interested in the sheer amount of volume of product that you guys are able to bring into the market. Like,
Yeah,
is
and
that
different styles on top of that too.
sure? I mean, there's the superstars line, there's the elites and the main event line and retros and everything else.
Cars.
Yeah, there's oh my god, what was it? We were at the store, the Rey Mysterio,
Yeah, the Rey
the
Mysterio in the
the
car.
lowrider.
Yep.
We were at Target the other day. There's a dude, and it's like when you go toy hunting and then you see somebody else who's like another toy hunter. It's kind of like that mutual respect. And he was just holding it, and I heard him say to himself, "I'm buying this for my Eddie Guerrero figures." And he just walked away. I was like, it was so funny. I was like, that guy just said that to himself.
I hope he stole it for
No,
Eddie
he didn't
Guerrero.
say- for right. Ryan, best behavior. What did I say? Steve, what dictates? Is it just the sheer volume of collector? Like, there's just that many people, collectors and kids, buying these figures on a monthly basis that you guys are just able to put out that much product?
So I'll give credit where credit is due. Jeremy Padower in the Jax days, he was instrumental in kind of inventing the playbook of how you see WWE figures executed today. Then, of course, over the course of time with Mattel, they refined it, improved upon it, and then under this current regime of Mattel, like you see, like it's just madness, action figure madness. But it's kind of the habits of this collector is they want every variation gear possible of every popular superstar, and they will buy deep into the line, which is fortunate. And of course, you have your casuals that really support a lot. That just they want their Roman Reigns and John Cena's and Rocks of the world. But the true hardcore collector, their habits are give me every character and every gear possible. I want new stuff frequently, like every week. Like, give me new reveals, give me new figures. When are we going to see this? It was just on the PLE. So you have to cater to that. Like every PLE, every Raw, every SmackDown, NXT. Like Bill McKeenan and my Instagram DMs are just flooded with like, can you make this? When is this happening? Every single time.
Raw's still on. CM Punk has a new shirt on.
When can we expect this? You know what to do. Get on it. Like everything, and some that are very mean as well. But
hey, idiot! Where's my Wyatt 6?
Hey, look. Yes, true. So you can't even keep up. You can't even keep up really with the actual demands of what people want. So we found the sweet spot of what you need to produce, and then you move on to the next wave, right? Because maybe this is too in the weeds, but when you send a new wave of figures out, no matter what brand it is, it has a lifespan of a couple of weeks into months before POS sales just drop off a cliff, right? So you have people buying consistently, then you fulfill the demand for that character, and drops off a cliff, and then it's stagnant, and you have a trickle or nothing at all. So of course, with being in a big company like a Mattel or a Hasbro or a Jazzwares, like you can see the data and see where that drop off is, and you try to cater your production to that positive POS window, and then when you need to move on to the next wave of figures to keep that POS steady.
Yeah, well, it seems like you guys are doing a great job at that, because just every time you see a new wave, it's like you guys do a great mix of like, here's someone from the rock and roll wrestling era, or someone from Attitude era, or the new generation. You kind of do that nice mix of something retro. And then all of a sudden it's like, here's a brand new character, and then here's a Rhea Ripley in her China gear, right? Like it's just you do this very, like, I will actually compare it to Marvel Legends in that respect as well, because they do the kind of the same thing of like, here's some nostalgic X-Men wave, right? And then we're gonna mix in some MCU, and then maybe we'll get something like modern from the comics. And I feel like both of those brands, Marvel and wrestling, seem to really have captured that balance.
I think what's important in toy lines, collector toy lines specifically, is you want a little something for everyone represented in your line. And I think when you think of the brands and the people who work on those brands, like it's people like who really care, like myself or Ryan Ting at Hasbro, or Jeremy, previously at Jax, now at Jazzwares. Like we care, and we know that we know the fandoms, we're fans, we know what our habits are, we see what your habits are, and like, hey, look, things happen. You might be a fan of WWE now because of all the craziness that's happened, and it's on Netflix, and you're like, oh my god, this is wild, it's great, I love Rhea Ripley, I love Roman Reigns and the Bloodline storyline, and yada yada yada. But like, who's the Ultimate Warrior? I have no idea, right? So you need to make sure you're catering to the modern era and not neglecting them. And then you spin it around and go the opposite. Like every generation has a stopping point. I mentioned stop buying toys in high school. Like a lot of people just stop following during those drop-off points, right? So you may have just ended everything fandom-wise after the Attitude Era, but now you're in that nostalgic zone where you want to relive, your fandom from the past, and you see WWE's hot again, and like, oh my gosh, I go to Walmart and there's a Monday Night War toy line, right?
Yeah.
And now you're catering to that fan. So I think with every great collector toy line now, you see a diverse amount of products spanning multiple eras. So you're making sure you're drawing everybody in. And like with suckers like me, like Jack's Classic Superstars, like I was out with Ruthless Aggression when they switched over to that like body format. I didn't really like it as much as the previous format, and I was like, okay, here's my stopping point where I can escape this madness. And then with Classic Superstars, I jumped back in, and then I bought all the regular Ruthless Aggression figures too.
Right, it gets you back.
Yeah.
Well, that's what gets me to like, and I'm actively collecting the Monday Night Wars line. I think it's amazing, and I do that dumb collector thing where I wait till it's been out for 4 waves to make it harder on myself. I don't know what that is. It's definitely a sickness, but Abby,
We all do it.
So yeah, we all do it. We went to I mean, you should have seen Ryan, you should have seen the conversation Jacob and I had this weekend about Motu Origins. Like it was like 2 crazy people. It was awesome. But Abby and I, we went to Raw a couple weeks ago in Atlanta.
Yeah.
We've been
It was
going to
incredible.
wrestling events for forever. I've been going to wrestling my entire life.
Mhm.
It felt different. Like it felt like the Raw, like going to Raw right now is a party. And I'm wondering like you guys maybe, there's kind of like that those indicators are kind of trailing. I wonder if a year from now you guys see an increase in collectors and kids buying, just because like it just feels like it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like I don't know. It's just a
there's
really
that,
fun time.
We're starting to see kids again in the crowd with the toys.
Yeah.
Which we haven't seen since like the late 80s and 90s, where you'd see them there with the toys. So I'm curious about that too, because most of the time, like we talk about Marvel Legends, even when we talk about like Motu or whatever, it's usually collector focused. And even though WWE is still very collector focused, I also find that the line is insanely kid friendly with play sets, entrances, like you were talking about, Craig, the car.
Yeah.
Do you see like with your you must have a thing to track like how much kids are buying and how much adults are buying, or is that all just kind of in the mix?
We know things, like it is tough to track, like, because who's to say if you go to Target and buy some figures that you're not buying them for your kid? So that becomes a little iffy. But we do know like kid awareness, and there's a bunch of metrics that the company can provide to us.
Sure.
But with WWE being more popular, with it still remaining in the realm of family friendliness, with us going to shows and seeing kids in the audience, and kids never really stop going. Like if you would go to like the live events, the old house shows was the old term for that, the non-televised shows, you saw tons of kids in the audience. Maybe parents aren't bringing them or weren't bringing them to Monday Night Raw like late at night, staying up till 11 o'clock or midnight, but they were definitely at those weekend shows. But we're seeing that expand. The live event business is through the roof. Kids are showing up for Monday Night Raws and SmackDowns and PLEs, and that definitely it's going to give us a lift. Kids like what we offer, like from a pure kid standpoint, and of course like what kid doesn't like the elite style figures, or Marvel Legends if they're a fan of that. Like it's just cooler to have that more articulated, more deluxe figure. So yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome to see that happen. And I think even more so than you know, the excitement of everything growing here in the US, like globally, like that reach globally is just going to just keep growing and growing with it being on Netflix. Like you can't beat it. It's a streaming platform of choice for everybody. And you know, I think it's just going to bring so much more awareness and just create all new fans and like have old fans revisit all this once again, especially when they start adding older content to Netflix.
Well, that's the crazy thing to me. Jacob, we were talking about this too. Like we, you know, for people our age, so I'm 40. So like when I go and watch, you know, old clips from either the early 90s or the mid 90s Attitude Era, like it's 30 years ago or more. But you guys are putting out product that represents that. I can go to Walmart and buy a Macho Man figure, or maybe not Macho Man now, but a you know, sorry.
But no, they're still doing Cream of the Crop from the 80s, right? Like that's a figure.
Well, yeah, they did, but I think there's some contract stuff with Macho Man. He'll be back at some point. I don't want to get into it. We'll put Stevens. But you get what I'm saying.
Are you Randy Savage's agent or like?
Yeah, I represent.
Do you represent? What are you talking about?
Sign the deal then. Sign it.
Sign the damn deal. But what I'm saying is, like, I couldn't imagine in 1997 going to Kmart or Walmart and seeing a wrestling figure representation from 30 years prior. Like, who the hell is this? But like, because of streaming and YouTube and everything, like, kids know who the NWO is, and kids know who Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels are. And I think that's the thing that like gives, like, you guys can literally go forever. It feels like it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, imagine as a kid, like having like, you know, Buddy Rogers or Gorgeous George on shelf. It would be like unheard of. I also thought like, I don't know what, I picked up a figure today at work and I looked at it and I was like, oh, you know what? Like a lot of our parents like kind of don't get this, I mean, what I do for a living. Like my parents don't get it. Or the collecting and all that stuff. But they didn't have this like nostalgia outlet of product, of sheer product. And like everyone is just like completely tapping into it now. And it's just like an overabundance of anything that you liked, you know, back in the day. There is something that you can buy now. And it just wasn't there. So it is pretty wild to see that, you know, we can keep it going, and we're like the first generation that can like, you know, like hold on to these things for a lifetime and be poor.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the big thing.
Yeah. So I'm curious, like because you were just talking about like Macho Man, he hasn't signed anything for any new figures, or his estate hasn't, I should say.
I don't think it's
Macho Man can't really do that right now.
That's why you figured it out. He can't sign it.
He can't sign it. But once someone signs a Legends deal, like Jesse the Body Ventura, for instance, does that open the door for you kind of automatically because that's part of the Legends deal? But then if you wanted to get something like Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby Heenan 2-pack, you'd have to get an estate signed. Is that how that works?
Yeah. So it's either the talent, if they're still with us, and you know, live long, everyone, please. Or the estate, whoever holds the rights. It doesn't mean signing a Legends deal doesn't necessarily mean you automatically have action figure rights. The deal that whoever signs, whether it's a talent or, you know, an entity, a company like TNA Impact, like it has to specifically say action figure rights in there and have details on what that means for them. So, you know, sometimes people will show up for a brief stint in WWE for a couple of months, and then everyone's like, oh my God, Steve Bill, make this. They're there. And like the deal doesn't include certain things like action figures or whatever, you know, it's the way it is. But I mean, you know, 99.9% chance if WWE signs them to a deal, it's with us in mind, and we're going to make figures of it. We're not just sitting on a bunch of secret names that we'll never make figures of. We're trying to work every single person that is under a deal into a line, and WWE signing them, you know, to make product, right? It's not just like, oh yeah, you're signed to a deal for no reason. Like there's a business case made for each one of these to get signed, and you know, they want them in the video game, and they want shirts and an action figure. You know, that's the goal of all this, unless for some reason there's a restriction.
Right. Oh God, I hope they sign Cyndi Lauper to a Legends deal.
I would love it.
That would be
she's on my list, my
She's so
to make
unusual.
list.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
Cindy Law. I think
so good.
Cyndi Lauper, Dennis Rodman, and Mike Tyson are like all instant buys for me. If
Yep.
they ever
Pete
happen.
Rose. That's another one.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Great.
Right?
Kane
Like,
and Pete Rose 2-pack.
yes, please.
Steve, are you what is your reaction to the insane amount of independent toy companies in general, but just the crazy amount tapping into the wrestling space right now? Because it seems like every day there's a new and a lot of the new company popping up, and a lot of them are having success. Is that, I mean, I think that's probably a good thing for the hobby, but just from somebody who's been in the toy industry, are you surprised seeing people like it's kind of that manufacturing and toys and bringing to market has kind of been like democratized? Like, is that seems like kind of a big change?
I don't think I'm not surprised by it. I actually did my final college assignment on creating an independent toy company and kind of doing this. And then
Okay.
when I got this job, it was always in the back of my mind, like, you know, as I'm learning how to do this officially, like, oh, my fallback plan is just to have an indie company, right? If like something doesn't work out here, you know, I get let go, you know, whatever happens, I can do this. And now everyone's doing it. So I need a new backup plan because it's very saturated. I don't want to quite say
Just start
oversaturated.
buying all the small companies and create a big
Yeah,
one.
there you go. There you go.
Just like WWF did. Just start buying territories. and-
Who will be the Vince McMahon? Maybe it'll be
Yeah.
Jeremy Padower starts buying up all the
Yeah.
indies. Yeah,
Next thing
it's
you
funny.
know, it's like, oh, I'm going to buy Major Bendham's and I'm going to buy Zombie Sailor. Just start
That's
buying them
funny.
all up.
But
That's awesome.
but it's awesome because people who care and love this stuff get to make it, and wrestling specific talent have more opportunities to make money now, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Not just the money from the figures themselves and royalties from that, but like they can do the signing rounds with every new figure made. Which, you know, really, like, you know, is awesome to me, because I know anytime I do a legend figure, that talent can go out and do conventions and appearances and make even more money signing stuff. So, you know, that's really nice. So it's cool. It's a great time. It's probably the best time for wrestling figures ever. I hope people realize like what a magical time this is right now. There's just an overabundance of product. There's so much to choose from. Anything that you can imagine wanting or have dreamed of is kind of coming to fruition throughout, you know, either us, Jazzwares, or all these indie companies. But like, I mean, you're talking about every classic form factor is being explored, you know, legendary talent, like almost everybody has some representation somewhere. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild.
That's
So
pretty cool.
I wanted to look at some of the new reveals, because you guys, if everybody here knows, but MattelCreations.com is kind of a hub. Now, when did you start at Mattel, Steve? What year? Was it pre-Matty Collector, post-Matty Collector?
Post-Matty Collector 2017. So maybe about a year out or so from when Matty Collector wrapped up.
Right. And we always talk about, you know, like we follow all of these crowdfunds and HasLabs, and like Mattel was kind of a pioneer back in the day with, you know, Castle Grayskull and of course the Ecto one, which we talked a lot about. Well, not as successful as the Castle Grayskull, but we're back. Mattel Creations, now you guys are releasing exclusives on there. You just announced that some of like the Walmart exclusives, like the Monday Night Wars line, some of those are popping up now. Because sometimes I don't, for reasons I don't know, and maybe you don't know, but like it feels like Target exclusives tend to be a little bit easier to come by than Walmart exclusives. I don't know if it's a distribution thing or not, but you guys are creating more opportunities for people to get hands-on product, which I think is awesome. So thank you for that.
Yeah, of course. That was one of the goals. It's been a couple of years in the making of getting those exclusives onto Mattel Creations, but now, you know, we're there. It's happening, and hopefully people, especially globally, because I know a lot of our international fans have a tough time with some of these exclusives. Now they have a crack at getting just about everything. Not everything, but just about everything.
Just about everything. So you guys do monthly reveal. Go forward.
Sorry, this has to do with exclusives as well. How do you choose between the Mattel Creations exclusives and then where the ringside collectibles? Like when do they get exclusives?
So, we have a program with Ringside for their exclusives that, every year we revisit exactly what we're going to do through our development process. So we're like, okay, Ringside is going to get this amount of SKUs this year based on their business, the size of their business. And then we sit down and we actually work closely with Ringside and ideate what exactly those should, morph into. So you have your slot, and then, what does that slot become? Do they want retros? Do they want more elites, more ultimates? And then the talent that actually work for them. And I think sometimes people default like, oh, this tertiary, very obscure superstar should go to Ringside. But then, then it sells what a tertiary talent or character would sell, and now you no longer have a business case to keep doing like tons of stuff with them, right? So you actually see lots of like more popular talent with Ringside and whatnot. So that is you catering to the needs of the business, right? That's how you decide like who gets what. Like Target Legends, for an example, we know since it's a wave that you can put some popular superstars in there, like Ultimate Warrior, to anchor the waves. Then you have some middle popularity talent, and then you do your fan service figures as well, because that's that ecosystem of how they sell things, and every quarter they'll refresh the pegs and have something new that it works for someone like a Target.
Right. So if we're gonna get Kai and Tai, it's probably gonna be at Target.
Probably. Yep.
There you go. Before we look at some of these recent reveals, Steve, so you do monthly reveals, and then like there's like these big marquee events, like you have Comic-Con, WrestleMania weekend. Are you guys doing anything at Toy Fair this year?
Mattel will be at Toy Fair. I don't know that we're going to reveal anything there because like it's not like the team goes out to that or anything.
Right. Different vibe.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. Maybe they'll use it for a PR moment, but I'm not really involved in that exact show. So I don't know, but Mattel will in general be there, but wait till WrestleMania a little bit later, and then hold on to your britches.
I have this. So I will say I don't want to bring up sad things, but I have to bring. The Nitro stage was my when that was revealed. I was like, man, this is I've never been more excited about a toy. I don't think in my life. Like growing up in Atlanta, being a WCW fan, like that was like literally a dream project. I was so sad it didn't happen. But also wasn't that it's already been 3 years or something like that. Like, do you think you guys will give another try at maybe not that exact item, but another large scale crowdfunding item?
Oh yeah, we'll do something. I think stages have run their course for now. We gave it a shot. I just think that for the size and the price point, which that was probably the more economical stage of all the stages we could do, and we couldn't get there. So I think put the brakes on stages. Maybe revisit it down the road a couple of years if things change. Things are just going to get more expensive though, everybody. But maybe revisit it in a couple of years if there's an opportunity. But we'll keep trying things like that. What websites, platforms like Mattel Creations is so great for is thinking outside the box, doing stuff you can't do at retail. So I mean, there's plenty to explore in WWE aside from stages that would be a great fit for a site like Mattel Creations, and executions like crowdfunds or made to orders.
Yeah. I always thought it'd be cool to, and I don't even know how realistic it would be, but to do my dream crowdfund. This is not realistic, but I'm just gonna say it anyway. Just put it out into the world. Royal Rumble '92. All 30 wrestlers in their gear. All 30 of them in their gear. That's just my favorite Royal Rumble.
You know what people would complain about? They would complain that some of the gears are repeated. Like, I already have Roddy Piper in blue.
Right.
Yeah, they're gonna
deal with it. Yeah.
I want Sid Vicious in his flattened car. Can we do that?
Oh, that would be good.
Why Goldberg?
Actually, Sid, you guys have had a Sid. I think you guys just revealed another Sid this week, right? There's a lot of Sid Vicious figures.
Maybe the main event Sid.
Yeah, the main event
was
Sid.
Previously revealed, but we showed actual studio shots of it now. So yeah, Sid's available to us. There's more than a better chance. We have Goldberg, Sid. It could happen. It could happen. But
love
yeah,
that.
you know, Sid, I think was kind of underrepresented there for a minute. So
Oh, yeah.
we're making up for it now.
That's awesome. Hang on,
So-
I want to tack on to Craig's thing where he said 92 Rumble.
Okay.
You can't make all 30.
Yeah.
A 4-pack or like with Mean Gene, Ric Flair with his hair all like crazy,
Can't do
Mr.
Flair.
Perfect,
Could do Mr.
and
Perfect.
Heenan, right?
Um,
All
can't
do
there
Heenan.
at the end.
Yeah, could be
What do you-
great. Let's get Flair back and maybe.
Yeah, the
But
tear in my eye.
Zombie's doing that Flair, right? That I don't think that's shipped yet, but I think Zombie Sailor is doing that Flair for
Doing
his
that, is he?
heels and faces
Well,
line.
that is the kind of like there's big guys. The indies are, you know, Flair and Macho and some other guys are with the indies right now, but they'll all come back.
Glacier. That's
Yeah,
another
yeah,
big
yeah.
one.
Oh yeah, yeah. He
Well,
just did
we-
an interview with AEW. Yeah.
Who Glacier did?
Yeah.
Jake, didn't you meet Glacier?
He's from Valdosta, Georgia.
Oh,
Wow.
wasn't he like your FFA coach or something like that? I just made
No.
that up. Oh, okay.
No, but I've seen him wrestle in Valdosta a couple times.
Seen him around town.
Yeah.
Well, talk about Toyetic Glacier. Speaking of Toyetic, now keep me honest here. This was revealed. Is this the first time you guys have done the "You Can't See Me" John Cena?
So we did a main event John Cena figure. It was slightly different. He had a red shirt and his jorts were decoed. But with John Cena's retirement tour in full effect right now, we wanted to like start celebrating it. So you're going to see a lot of John Cena figures this year. And I mean,
Nice.
really, what a better way to kick it off than this like pop culture crossover, basically.
Sure.
You Can't See Me, John Cena. Like this is just like universally known. Everyone, whether they watch wrestling or not, makes
They
makes
know
jokes.
the.
Yeah. They know this. So and it got a
I'm
really
buying it.
positive reception when
That's awesome.
when this went live. The reveal went live this weekend.
That's awesome. Yeah. I don't own a John Cena figure, but this will be the one. This will be my one.
Those are the things. Like sometimes hardcore fans are like, "Why did they make this?" Because there's always like a fandom that's just a step outside who would
Yeah.
love something like this, and this is the
Right.
perfect example of that.
Right.
That's cool.
And then I was looking at some, and go to Mattel Creations, check out the reveals. You guys put out, listen, well, even stuff like this, Ryan, did you see, this is up Ryan Dole's alley. You get the microphone that turns into a playset.
That's
On
cool.
are these called knuckle crunchers?
Yep. This is our true dedicated kids line, which collectors still like. But this is our Knuckle Crunchers line. So you get a slightly oversized microphone that you can hold in your hand. I think there's a picture of the kid on the box, which is a little comical. And then it unfolds into a backstage play set where mayhem.
That's
can
awesome.
ensue.
That's awesome. I love that it comes with The Rock with the microphone being like, "Hey, Cody Rhodes,
Get a
I'm going to
camera.
steal
I
your
love the
WrestleMania main event."
Stuff like this is really fun, and I'm glad there's still space for, like, we're all collectors, but like this is like toys should still be fun. There's got to be room for that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
out there.
I love the micro stuff too with the play sets and stuff. I think that's super fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I
Um,
mean, yeah, tons of kid stuff still getting pumped out, and then our collector stuff is just on fire. So,
Yeah, I
something
wanted-
for everybody.
I wanted to talk about this this Monday Night Wars wave that you guys revealed because there's some really interesting stuff in there.
Mhm.
Well, let's just go through them real quick. So, for the list, by the way, we don't talk wrestling figures that much on the channel, so there might be a lot of people watching who they might not be 100% up to date with what's going on with wrestling. Although everyone knows a little bit about wrestling. But the Monday Night Wars line, you guys are on what, wave 7, 6 or 7 now?
Sure.
Sure. It doesn't really whatever.
I'm
but
working
this is-
into 2026, 2027.
Right.
So my brain is screwed up with current years and waves.
What's
so,
out
sorry.
when, but
Yep.
these are celebrating this incredible time in wrestling when WWF and WCW were at war with each other. What goes into like the, picking who gets representation in this specific line? Like, do you guys just sit and brainstorm and start throwing ideas against the wall, or how does it work?
So I kind of act as creative director on this line. I don't officially manage it, but I am, very deeply involved in it. And I sit
Okay.
down with Magic, the current designer, and we hash out the lineups. We usually have, Peacock up on our computers, and we're scrolling through and remembering moments and picking moments and, whatever we can find to help us out. I mean, there's tons of requests as well that we're seeing on a daily basis. And then you cross-reference that, of course, with what talent you have available. Like that can be a limiter in some cases. And then in other cases, like, you have, half a wave here that is new talent to the line, basically. We'll separate Lord Tensai and Albert here. But yeah, it's just, you're just looking at all the factors and trying to pick memorable moments from this period of time. And then it just lives within the boundaries that you set. So that's two WWE superstars, 2 WCW superstars per wave, and the looks have to have occurred on an episode of Raw or Nitro.
So
Hey,
we have
Prince Albert there. X Factor confirmed.
There you go. I think this
with musical entrance bass,
please,
and Uncle Cracker theme song.
Did you bring that back?
I'll say this: I killed it. I'm the reason that there's no more entrance greats.
Oh.
Well, I didn't. The reason is because the price of the bass and chip was getting so expensive, and people were just like, they were unhappy with Kurt Angle just having medals and the bass at whatever it was, $30. I forget what it was. So that's why it morphed into Ultimate Edition. So you can thank the death of entrance greats to getting Ultimate Edition.
I love the Ultimates. I think
the Ultimate line's
amazing.
awesome. Plus, also Kurt Angle is awesome. Just want to throw that out.
He is awesome.
He is. He is. That was a great figure.
You guys do a lot of Hogan's. Hogan is still the most known person in professional wrestling history. I'm assuming he sells a lot of figures. This one cracked me up because I had. There's no way he wore this beanie more than one time on Monday Nitro.
So, I mentioned before, like talking about finding memorable moments. And yes, we've done a lot of Hulk Hogan figures in the line already since he's returned to our line. But like that moment on Nitro where he announced he was running for president, that was a very memorable moment. Yeah, a very memorable moment on
current
Nitro. Well, we didn't know that at the time. So, hey, look, it's coming out. What more can I say?
I think it's great. I mean, listen, I am such a Hulk Hogan is his run is undeniable. That's all you can say. And then this is really cool. This NWO Muda is. How cool is that? That is awesome.
Yeah, when
Very cool.
we got word that that Muda was signed, like Bill, he called dibs on this, as he says. Even though this is another designer's line, like he wanted to do the Muda figures.
Yeah.
And look, as a super fan, if you want to work on something, have at it. So he actually got 2 looks here. Muda's a chase. You have NWO Muda, and then you have what I think is his final match with Sting in the US in the chase version. So if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I think that's what that chase is. It's actually the last time he wrestled Sting on Nitro, which is pretty dope.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And then the Build-A-Figure is this Ted DiBiase, which I remember Ryan, when Ted DiBiase showed up, I think he was the fourth guy, or maybe when he showed up, I remember being like, they can do anything. This is the craziest thing I've ever done.
Actually, the big one for me, Craig, was when Miss Elizabeth showed up in the NWO. And I was like, oh, that's it. That's it. They're completing the collection.
Man. So lots of good stuff. Everybody check out these reveals. Steve.
And Mattel Creations, the forums, they're going to be the new home of the monthly reveals. So we launched that in January, and you're going to have at least monthly reveals, sometimes multiple times per month. We don't want to keep you guys waiting for these photos. As soon as they're ready, we'll send them over to the Mattel Creations team, and they'll prep the next post. So be ready. They're coming at you.
There's nothing more wrestling than a forum.
Yeah.
Oh, I love a good message board.
Tell Mattel Creations to start their own eFed. It would be amazing.
That would actually be really cool.
I don't want to run that. I don't want to bring that up.
I don't want to write because then they'll be like, Steve, you're in charge. Rub
Right.
the fan.
Sorry, I
Um,
got the pencil. I say who wins.
Guys, we're gonna take some questions from the audience here. Steve, I want to be respectful of your time. You got a few more minutes?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. So stepping outside of wrestling for a second, what scratches your itch these days as far as collecting goes? Is there anything that you're focused on?
Yeah, I'm still all in on Super 7 Thundercats. I actually have the
Oh,
Cat
nice.
Slayer sitting next to me, and I'm
Nice.
questioning all my life's decisions.
Us too.
McFarlane DC, a huge DC guy. Look, I love Marvel too, but grew up as a DC kid. Loved superpowers as a kid. I have the whole superpowers collection out of package.
Yeah, dude.
Love it. Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series, Muppets. I'm a big Muppet fan. If we want to think about something a little bit different. And
Oh,
yeah.
funny story,
Dude, we were
you guys
just-
living in Atlanta.
You were just
Oh my God, love them.
Patriarchs,
Love them. Yeah, have them. I was living in Orlando when they announced that the Muppets were guest hosting Raw, and I'm like, I'm going, and bought tickets and drove up, and it was one of the best shows I've ever been to.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know
awesome.
if everyone there thought that, but I sure did. Like it's just
Right.
two of the loves of my life, like meeting. It was great.
Yeah. Have you been to the Center for Puppetry Arts in Atlanta, the Muppet Museum?
It's on the list. They did have
Yeah.
that show touring, and they were out here in California a couple years
Okay.
ago, and I went to it. But I know that every city has different Muppets on display,
Yeah.
so I definitely want to do that next time I'm in town.
Yeah, it's
That's
a cool spot.
it's very worth it. We've gone multiple times, and we haven't been back. They have the Emmett Otter puppets now. We gotta go back.
Yeah, I want to see
Uh,
those.
You know, I gotta get some FaceTime with them. So Muppets, cool. Jumping back to we talk DC a lot here. There's
I do specifically every Wednesday
Yes.
night at 7
Ryan.
p.m. Pacific on
Yes,
Gotham
Ryan.
City Tonight.
Got a
Co-host.
professional over here.
Ryan co-hosts Gotham City Tonight with our good friend Alex Brewer from Mondo, and they yuck it up about superpowers every Wednesday.
Do you want Wonder Twins? I want the Wonder Twins as modern figures. Okay.
Yes. Right?
All right,
but
I'm done.
McFarlane has to make women in order to get both twins. We'd get one twin.
He just makes one.
Come on, Todd.
Come on, Todd.
No comment.
Oh.
No comment.
No comment.
Mother
Yeah, I don't want to
Steve-
get you in trouble.
Todd.
Lots of women in the WWE line, though. At least one in every
Tons.
wave.
Right?
Oh my God! You get that Rhea Ripley with the ring that you can go buy right now. Whew. By the way-
MattelCreations.com. Raw ring with
Mattel
Rhea
Creations.
Ripley.
God, you guys got to get Sasha Banks back in there so you can put her in her Sailor Moon costume.
That'd be that'd be a sick exclusive.
It would be.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
It's a real thing. I'm not just making this up.
Well, I never know. You're just fantasizing.
Yeah, I'm just fantasizing. Sasha Banks and her Sailor Moon. Oh man.
No, but I just jumping back to DC real quick. They're like we've long brainstormed. Like I collect some of the McFarlane universe, but I've never been able to go all in. Like we've had so many. Ryan and I will hop on the phone. Like, okay, you're Hasbro or Mattel, and you just acquired the DC license. What's your wave one? Like, Steve, is this do you think about this as well?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
My design manager was the design manager on DC when we had it, and we
Right.
definitely bonded over our love of DC and superpowers and everything. And we talk all the time. So yeah, I mean, look, you make it in the moment, and then you ask me again a month from now, and we'll rebook it, and it'll be something totally different but awesome
Sure.
to us. And it's a cool thing to do, and that's what I did as a kid, like wish lists, and for action figure lines or video games or whatever.
Mhm.
And then then you get chances to do it if you're in the business now, and it's like, holy crap,
So
I'm like
awesome.
doing this.
Mhm.
Wild.
That's
do
that's
you-
awesome.
Do you for Muppets? Do you do the Diamond Select ones, or do you have the Palisades? Do you
Yeah,
collect
both,
any of that
both.
stuff? Both?
Everything, every action figure that they put out of a Muppet, I'm gonna get.
Nice.
which fortunately isn't a lot, right? Because I
Right.
collect so much. So I'm like, that's like kind of like the sweet thing to collect because it's like it's not a killer.
Yeah,
Right.
I like I got the vintage plushes and puppets
Hmm.
from like the late 70s, early 80s. Like I'm
Mhm.
bit just we're big Muppet people here on Towing.
We are.
Mhm.
It's
And
weird.
It's
not
not
weird, but-
weird. It's not weird at all. And,
No, it's not weird. It's let me finish my sentence. It's weird that Steve said besides wrestling, I love DC and Thundercats and Muppets. I'm like, okay, we're all talking the same language now.
Yeah, no,
I guess it's not. I guess it's not weird. It's just something that happened that I'm commenting on.
I make Muppet movie references at work all the time, and I am the only
Yes.
one who understands it.
Mm.
Oh,
Can't
the
change that.
original is so good.
It's the best.
Mhm.
So what? So
maybe
Wrestle-
you guys can do that Muppet in Space Hogan then.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
that'd be
He
sweet.
was
Now
also in Gremlins, which I also very much love, and is also
Yeah.
another sweet spot of collecting where I can get all the action figures. It's just a new Gremlin with a scarf, but you know, another Gremlin figure, I'm buying it. Sign me up.
I do the same thing. I'm a completist on those Gremlins.
My dream actually for the Gremlins collection is when I finally get the toy room in full acceptable order, is just have them just everywhere, just sprinkled around like you know,
Yeah.
that'd be cool.
have it.
That would
Naturally.
be cool.
Oh, I love.
I
That.
love how every toy collector, that dream of like one day when the toy room's done, like that's me every day as I'm rearranging everything. It's so funny. It's hard,
Yeah,
but it's hard.
I mean,
when you're
yeah,
like-
lottery.
'cause
it'll
you're
never
constantly-
happen.
You're constantly adding things and taking things away that, like, I know me with my ADD brain, like something I've never cared about, I'll just wake up one day and be like, I care now. Like I'm going all in. Like, what is that? Other than like,
I call it the fever. Like I get
Ooh,
like
yeah,
Gremlins
the
fever, and it's like I'm
Yeah.
hyper focused on it. I guess I'm,
Right.
you know, we all something's going on with our brains, right? But like I'll
Yeah.
hyper focus and just like the song will just be playing in my damn head, and I'll just be
Yeah.
Mhm.
looking up Gremlins merchandise. I'm like, oh my god, I didn't know this existed.
oh,
And then
yeah.
it'll, you know, something
Cool.
will happen and it'll shift to something else. But yeah, I think we all get the fever sometimes.
We all get the fever.
Hell yeah.
Oh, dude, the fever's a weekly occurrence.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should make a segment called The Fever where we all admit
Hey,
that
we
we're
already
think-
do. It's called pickups.
Yeah, I know. I know.
We do it
But-
every week.
But going back to like Jacob famously, like during like, you know, pandemic, we all were going like nuts and collecting new things and just dabbling. And like when Motu Origins like launched, like we were all buying them and then we all kind of got out and Ryan kept going and then Jacob sold his, and now we're talking about it again. Like, man, some of these figures are really cool. Maybe we could just get back in and dabble a little bit. Like it's very, you know, it's stressful being a collector, but
Yeah.
we put it on ourselves. So anyways, Steve, what's next for you? What is it? WrestleMania? Is that the next big one?
Yes, I think. I think that's the next big show. We got a lot of stuff to do with, you know, not so fun stuff, you know, business wise, but that's what keeps the lights on. And that's what allows us to do the fun stuff like WrestleMania. So WrestleMania is going to be awesome. We'll be in Vegas. We'll be at WWE World for however long it's open that weekend. And, you know, Bill, myself, Magic, and the rest of the team will be on hand to answer questions. If anybody wants to do interviews or live streams or whatever, we're there for you guys. Just take your vitamins and don't get sick, and don't get us sick.
Yeah.
Don't
Right.
get that's your collectors. Don't get brand managers and people who work for these companies sick. That's your only job. We'll all be out at San Diego. We'll be at Comic-Con.
Great.
So that's Ryan yells at me every year, but I always spend a lot of time in the Mattel booth because I think you guys have like the best booth, and the carpet is so
The
comfortable.
carpeting is great.
Oh yeah, we need that padded carpeting.
It's so like you don't until you've been at Comic Con for 12 hours and you're like, let me find that Mattel carpet. Let me get over there.
That's the
So we'll
only
be-
place they've been. They've never even seen like other booths.
No, we like it. We like
Aw.
it. But I want to commit. I want to go to WrestleMania next. Where's the next WrestleMania after Vegas? Is it New Orleans?
Oh, did they announce it? I don't know if they
They
announced
usually
it.
announce at WrestleMania weekend, like where the
Okay.
next one is.
They
All
had
right,
that
well-
one year, I think it was during pandemic, where they announced like 3 in a row. But
Right.
that's rare. That's rare. They
That's
usually
rare.
like wait for WrestleMania season to announce it. So I don't know. Vegas is, hey, look, that's one you want to go to because it's
know.
Vegas. you want to go to a city that like you can do some other things.
Right. Right.
I mean,
right.
there's so much to do WrestleMania weekend, but it's nice to extend the trip. But New Orleans is always great if they go back there. Highly recommended. What else was a good city? Orlando was okay, just because there's stuff to do, but like everything is spread out. That was the only downfall there. But fingers crossed, you guys get a good city. London was rumored at a point. Definitely do that
cool.
one.
Well, yeah,
I'm surprised they haven't done London yet.
I know they met with the mayor of London pretty recently, so it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mr. Bean.
I thought
Yes,
I was
yes.
like, I almost said Paddington, but
yeah,
the bear.
The bear.
Hey, it can happen. The Planet of the Apes showed up on Raw, so
Oh my God, guys! I wanted. I meant. Let's do a couple questions and we'll get out of here. We're going to be at Star Wars Celebration for in Tokyo, so
Wow.
I'm already stressed about where I'm going to watch WrestleMania.
How we're all watching WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'm
together.
already.
Oh,
thinking
I'm watching it
about
on the
Oh,
plane
is
on
it-
the way home.
is
Like,
it
I'll be a
that
couple days
weekend?
late, but
Oh,
Yeah,
Let's have a
it's
room party. Yeah.
yeah. We're gonna figure it
no,
out.
I'm going to be doing Japan things.
Okay, all right, Ryan.
Ryan, let's not fight about this now.
Let's all fight about it in front of Steve and make it weird. So okay, let me go. We'll rapid fire a couple questions, and I haven't pre-read these. So Steve, if there's something you can't answer, we'll gladly skip it. McFly
That's fine.
Toys. If Cena were to get approval to wear wrestling gear inspired by his Peacemaker costume on an episode of Raw, would you be able to make that figure, or would it be an issue because of DC? That's a good question.
I think we would have discussions to see if it was okay, right? DC is still a partner of Mattel. They do other things, even though they're doing collector figures with McFarlane now and kid stuff with Spin. We do other things. We do plush and we do Imaginext and whatever else Mattel does. I'm making some of that up because I'm not sure, but I know we deal with them in some way.
Yeah.
So we can have conversations. Like I don't think the door will be shut because of that.
Cool. Very
Oh,
cool.
Cool.
From Jason, and if anybody wants to tackle this, but I'm guessing we talk about this all the time. So, Steve, if there's a line you could bring back, what would it be? Do you have like a favorite that you'd love to see resurrected?
It's tough because everybody's
Everything's
doing
back.
everything.
Everyone's
yeah,
resurrecting
it's
Brian.
pretty,
Yeah.
it's
Nothing's
pretty
really
great.
gone.
I mean, Silverhawks came back.
Yep.
Maybe Mask. That one hasn't really like come to fruition in any like ultra meaningful way. Like you had a Matt Tracker in the GI Joe anniversary line a couple years ago, maybe 10 years ago. Jesus. But yeah, other than that, like you haven't really seen that like in full force. And with some figures getting smaller, like Jurassic is thriving. The Minecraft line has smaller scaled figures. I think Marvel now has like 3 3/4 inch ish figures, perhaps.
They
Is it
did.
called?
They
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, maybe Mask can come back
Yeah.
and be refreshed in a cool way.
I thought this was Hasbro's licensed out Mask to loyal subjects, but they haven't.
There you go.
I don't think they've revealed anything yet, though. But I bet it's coming.
And do something different as well. Like let's get GI Joe classified scale Mask figures. So yeah, I'm gonna look up to see what Loyal Subjects is doing, but there's a lot you can do there. You could do classic stuff, you can modernize the figures, a lot to tap into.
If they did, if they, because now you said that, I was like, man, I want 6-inch Visionary figures. And because they can't do holograms, it'd be cool if it was sculpted in the inside and lit up.
Yeah.
See, that's an idea. Hasbro, that's free.
Yeah, Hasbro, come on.
There it is.
Leaving money on the
Shake it.
table.
Yeah,
What are you
money on the
doing?
table.
Those thousands of dollars could be yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like they don't care. We'll kind of tackle this one, and this will be our last one. Davey, WWE's had some great crossovers. There's been Ninja Turtles. There's been Ghostbusters, which is still we're Steve. If you don't, we're all big Ghostbusters people. So the Ghostbusters WWE crossover is still one of the funniest. Like this makes no sense, but I'm buying all of them because it's John Cena with a proton pack, and that's awesome.
It was like pitched to us as like, hey, Ghostbusters has an anniversary and WrestleMania has an anniversary. Let's make figures. And I don't think the anniversary is actually lined up in any real way. But hey, whatever. It made some cool figures.
I think you need to do another wave of that.
Yeah. Well, you
I would
can't.
have loved to. I'm not a fan of like micro collections. Like I like, let's have some longevity out of these things and flesh
Right.
them out, like Masters of the WWE Universe. Like
That was cool.
I just was relentless in not letting that line die till the bitter end. And then when the writing was on the wall, then we did Superstars in its place. So I was like, technically it didn't end.
Right.
Good.
And
Those are great figures too.
the superstars those are really cool figures. Like those are just, it's like another unique, entry point into collecting. So I just think it's awesome. Is there?
But I saw the question, by the way.
Yeah.
I think it was asking, are there going to be more? And yes, there absolutely will be more. We are constantly talking to partners, and we have a couple already lined up. More than
Nice.
one. So
let's make some
They're going
guesses.
to keep coming. Oh, sure, go ahead. I
Yeah,
won't
I
confirm or
guess.
deny.
Yeah.
Start.
Yeah.
Here comes a list.
Yeah,
Here comes a list of things.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got nothing. But no, that sounds
Lord of the Rings. Top Shelf.
Visionaries, WWE visionaries.
WWE visionaries. Rey
Love that.
Mysterio of the
Well, I
Magic
saw
Light.
somebody in the chat earlier when you were talking about the John Cena figure. We're like, oh, you guys could do Universal Monsters.
Yeah.
Hey, look, anything can happen, right?
Yeah.
And all these awesome entertainment partners, they want to partner with things that are cool, right? And WWE is as cool as it gets right now. So
Yeah.
It's very
maybe
cool.
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, listen, guys, we've taken up enough of Steve's time. We appreciate him being here. Steve, where can people follow you and get all these wonderful updates and toy photography and everything else?
Action Figure Attack on Instagram, Action Fig or Figure Attack on TikTok, Action Fig Attack on X, and conventions, WrestleMania, Comic-Con, WonderCon. I think I'm going to WonderCon personally, not for work, but I'm always down to talk toys. If you see me at Target, I sometimes people are like peeking up at me. I'm like, oh, and I know they want to talk. Like, go ahead and talk. It's okay.
Go ahead and talk. You should wear a shirt.
And I'll walk away.
Yeah. Bye. All right, everybody. Well, we're gonna end it here. Hey, next week is the Jeffries. Next Tuesday night.
Whoa.
It's our annual toy awards that we didn't do last year. But Monday Night Wars is up for action figure line of the year.
Mhm.
We've decided to include sublines because there's just so many. Like our first couple years, we would do. Abby, are you holding a Jeffrey? Let's show that off.
The golden giraffe here. Jeffrey.
Oh,
Golden giraffe.
look at that.
Very prestigious. Very real.
Everyone wants one.
Everyone's fighting for a Jeffrey. So we'll have special guests and fun next week on the Jeffries, and we'll all go to sleep afterwards because it's been a lot of work already.
Oh, CM Punk reference.
Yes, we will all go to sleep. Like CM Punk.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna do a hard out, and Steve will say bye to you after we sign off here. Everybody have a great week. Be safe. Ryan, anything on Gotham City tonight that people should know about for tomorrow?
Oh, it's going to be Alex and I. We're going to talk about comic books. It's going to be great. That
Nice.
means we don't have a topic yet. But
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
we'll figure it out. Plus, we're
Okay.
probably going to be plugging that Evil Lynn from Mondo,
Oh yeah, that
Big
looks
time.
sick. Okay.
right?
Yeah,
So,
very cool.
we'll
And
talk
then don't
about
forget, everybody, our friends at Mondo wanted to remind you that the Egon and Boogeyman set does go on sale tomorrow. So
that. Oh,
Real
we'll be plugging
Ghostbusters-
that too.
Plugging that too. I would hope so. All right, everybody. Jacob, anything else? Are we done?
Yeah, we're done. Monster Island on Thursday. Watch Rebirth of Mothra. Rewatch it because I know
Fun.
everybody's already seen it. We'll be talking about it Thursday night.
Okay, cool.
Or
A-
Mothra.
Abby, I'll
Tomorrow,
give you the
right?
final word.
This has been fun. Thanks for coming on, everybody, and thank you to the chat for joining in and being our community. I can't wait to share the Jeffries with y'all next week. So stick around. It's gonna be
All
awesome.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, good, positive chat tonight. I liked it.
Very
No-
nice stuff. Yeah.
No,
Thanks
no
for keeping it
chaos. All right, bye everyone.
Bye.